Hi everyone, welcome to the Jayda InStitches show. It's October, which means it's time for the 10th canvas in our 2025 calendar unblanket project. October is probably my favorite month of the year, which is really saying something because winter is just around the corner and it's already getting colder, but oh my gosh, does Mother Nature ever go out in a bang of color. It is an absolute riot of fire shades out there right now and I can't get enough. I almost don't want to blink in case I miss something. The colors are so fantastic. That is what I wanted to pull into this month's canvas, and I feel like I may have done just that. I decided to use the magic ball concept. So this is the magic ball technique for building the actual canvas. I just pulled all the colors out of my scrap heap that I wanted to use, and what I did was I stared out the window at a certain chunk of the yard. I broke it mentally into 3 different pieces, so a third, a third, and a third, and then I just tried to use the colors that were predominantly the most overwhelming in that third. So if you kind of think about a window, if you look out a window that has panes in it, you would kind of like think about in each pane which colors are sort of stand out the most. And that's what I did. I'll show you a little bit more of what I was doing in today's tutorial, of course. And I had a lot of fun incorporating previous tutorials and applique concepts and other techniques into this month's calendar unblanket. So there's nothing really new here. It's just a reordering of things. For example, you'll probably recognize this tree branch. That is from our June calendar unblanket. I had hung a hummingbird feeder off of that in June. Back in May, like I said, I did a wild sort of magic ball concept for the canvas. I'm going to link that tutorial in the description box down below in case you want to see how that goes together in a little more detail. We just did a live tutorial for this tawny owl, but that's a pattern from back in January when I made a snowy owl. And you might recognize my bubbling cauldron because I made it in black for a pot of gold back in March. Got a couple of little leaves and a nice little cheerful orange pumpkin that's from our folk art calendar blanket. All the links for all the tutorials are linked in the description box down below. And I had a lot of fun just putting that together. I really feel like fall has arrived. So without further ado, let's grab our hooks, grab all that colorful yarn. We'll head on over to the craft table and we will stitch up an unblanket for October together. For my background this October, I'm going to magic ball the whole thing, and I'm going to use autumnal colors. It's going to be very much like the May one I did, only I'm using reds and yellows and oranges, browns, greens, etc. I want those fall colors to be kind of a riot in the background. The idea is that there's a forest behind me. In the foreground, I'm going to use some of my more spooky little appliques that I've got. I've got a bunch of my little pumpkins from the folk art pumpkin. I'm going to use at least one. I might use a few more. I always have some of these pumpkins lying around. I'm using my new tawny owl. This is like my little screech owl. I'm using my bubbling cauldron, which is also the same pattern as the black pot of gold, only I'm using the bubbling ooze part. And I've also borrowed from the June unblanket, I've got that branch. I need something for my owl to sit on. I've got a pair of scissors, a yarn needle, and I'm using a 5.5mm hook, also known as an I9, to make the entire background. And then, of course, I'm just going to stitch all these things on. So today's project is going to be mostly about layout. I will link all the appropriate tutorials in the description box down below. So far so good. I'm 10 rows in. Remember, it's chain 37 to begin, double crochet into the third chain from the hook, double crochet in every stitch across. Every row has 36 stitches. Chain 2 turn at the beginning of every row. The chain 2 always counts as a double crochet, so you don't use that first stitch. Every row has 36 stitches in it. 10 rows in, I've got 14 more rows to go. I've been just knotting in these tiny little bits of brown, little bits of green, some sort of multicolored tweedish yarns I've got. And now I'm going to continue to tie in these colors. I've grabbed all my smallest little bits of green and red and orange and yellow, and I'm just going to continue this mottled effect all the way up, and then I'll pick a color that I feel I really want to stand out for the border. That is all 24 rows, 36 stitches per row, plus a border. I went with dark brown. I really wanted to just sort of let all of that crazy color changing do the talking for me, and then kind of go with something a little subtler for the border. So I really like how this turned out. It's definitely giving me fall in the woods feeling. And now it's time to lay out all the appliques. All right, I've laid out all of my appliques where I want them. I'm only going to use one of my little pumpkins because I think that orange is a nice sort of, it kind of pulls from the rest of the orange that's kind of more up in the canopy. I've added a couple of little tiny leaves at the end of my long limb. I like the idea that the rest of them have sort of disappeared or fallen into the rest of the floor. And of course, I'm going to include my owl. I like this scene because I feel like a witch has just stepped away from her bubbling cauldron for a moment, and her friend the owl is keeping an eye on it. Anyway, I'm going to grab my yarn needle and I'm going to start stitching everything down. I'm going to start with the tree limb, then I'm going to add in the little leaves, do the owl next, and then the cauldron and the pumpkin last, because there could be a little bit of overlapping down here. I'm not going to bore you with the details. It's the same old stitching down like I've done all the other pieces in the past. I've got links to the tutorials in the description box down below that'll show you how this goes on, and also the pattern for that. Patterns for all of these things and the tutorials are in the description box down below, and there is information on previous videos on how to do the sewing. And I'm just going to do the same thing. Use the loops on the just underneath the edge all the way around, and the long tails, and I'm going to stitch it to the front facing loops of my canvas. That way nothing shows through the back. Although I will say, with a wildly colored canvas like this one, I don't know that you'd notice too many yarns pulled through to the back. So I'm not even going to worry too much about being super careful in that regard. I'll see you in a little while after I've stitched everything down. I am all stitched down. I've got my cauldron bubbling, a little pumpkin next to it. I like how the orange is offset by the orange in the leaves, the sort of the reddy orange ones here. I've got that nice long branch stretching out above it, and then my tawny owl sitting on top of that. And there's just this wild fall foliage in the background. Really pleased with the way this turned out. I'm really pleased with how this came together. It is bright, it is fiery, it captures that riot of color that I see outside the window right now. It really puts me in the October frame of mind. And of course, there's just a little magic and whimsy thrown in for good measure. I hope you enjoyed stitching along with me this month, and we will see you soon here at the Jayda InStitches show. Until then, stay safe, stay crafty, and have a wonderful week. Bye guys!
Hi everybody, Mr. InStitches here. Thank you for watching today. Here are some of our other videos you might be interested in. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe.